Hello everyone, myself Abhishek Dado. So today we are here to discuss on static difference between statics and instant method, instant and instant block. So first of all, we will discuss on the instant method. So instant method, it is a method which requires an object of a class to creator before before an instance of before instance. It is called as instant method. So to invoke an instant method, we have to create an object of a class in which the method is defined. So in memory allocation, in this method, it is stored in permanently in the generation of space of a heap, but the parameters and their local variables and the values to be written are allocated in the stacks. So they can be called as a same class in which they resides from a different classes and defines another in the same package. So the important points to be note important points in the instant methods are: the instant methods is belong to the objects of a class, not to the classes. That means they can be called after creating an object of a class. Then the instant method are not stored on a pair per instance on the basis of even with virtual methods. So they are stored in a single memory location, and they only knows which objects which are belongs to become the pointer is passed when you call them. So they can be overridden since they are resolved using the dynamic binary at a runtime. So next we will discuss the static method. In this, the statics are the methods in Java that can be called without creating an object of an class. So they are referred by the class name itself, or referred to the objects of a class. Then the memory allocation in static method. In this, the memory allocation, they are stored permanently in the generation space of a heap. They are associated with the class in which they are reside, not in the object of a class, but local variables, and pass and arguments to them and stored in a stacks. So since they belongs to the class, so they cannot be called without creating an object of the class. Then the important points in a stack method. So in this, the stacks method are associated with the class in which they resides. That means they are called without creating an instance of a class. That means the class name dot method names. So next, they are designed with an aim to share the among the all the objects created from the same class. Then static methods cannot be overridden since they are resolved using static binding by the compiler time. So however, we can have the same name method declared with statics. Same name method we declare with static. However, we can have the same name declared in both superclass and subclass, but it can be called with different derivatives. So what is the use of static method? So when we have the code that can be shared across all the instance, of a class, the same class could be put on the portion of a static method. So they are basically called or used to access the static field of a class. Then instant method versus static method. So in instant method, it can access the instant of the method and instant variable directly. In instant method can access the static variables and static methods directly. Then the static methods can access the static variables and static methods directly. Then we will discuss the static and instance, difference between statics and instance block. So first of all, they can be used as a refer, like static method or a static initializer. Then in static block, it can be also referred as instant block or instant block. Then static block are used to handle the valid of a valid statement with when locally based locally preferred with the keyword static. Then the syntax or symbol used in static is static, and the syntax is used in block is Java.image. So these were the difference. So thank you.